What are some free winter activities to do with your family? Well, watch this video. We're going to talk about that right now. Hi, this is Melody, and like I said before, I am a mom of 3 kids from ages 7 to 13, and of course, I'm happily married, and we have lots of fun outside and inside during the winter, and I wanted to share some of the things that we do to give you some ideas as a family of what you could possibly do in Edmonton for free or very low cost this winter. So, if for anyone watching this video that doesn't live in Edmonton or doesn't understand the temperatures, what does winter mean here? We live in Alberta and it's usually very cold. And what does cold mean? Because it's all relative, right? So typically we have winters in and around the -20 range is kind of the normal temperature range, -20 Celsius. Now, anything below like 0 degrees to -30 is pretty much average. In Edmonton, our winter weather starts probably in around the end of October, November. We typically see snow on Halloween. Sometimes we don't and it's delayed. It's always different every year. The milder temperatures, when I talk mild, I say -15 and warmer. It usually happens in the November, December months. Typically in December, we're already hitting the -15, and then it gets colder January, February to like -20, -30. January, February are our coldest months, and then March gets to be a little bit warmer, up to -15 and warmer. Now, all that being said, currently at the time of filming, we are sitting at a -4 degree temperature in January, which is super non-typical. We have had a warmer winter, which has been really nice because it allows us to do more winter activities. So all that being said, what I'm going to say, I say and explain to you what winter is because some of these activities you want to enjoy when it's above -20 degrees. Above -15 ideally. It makes for a warmer and more enjoyable experience with your young children, especially. When you're under -20, you want to be careful about how long you're staying outside for safety reasons. You don't probably want to be out with your young children more than 30 minutes. They're going to be frozen and cold anyways. So you want to make sure that you are very careful and make sure that you've got the winter gear, the toques, the mitts, the scarves, the snow pants and all that when we're talking about doing these fun winter activities. So the first one I'm telling you to do is skating. Our family is loving skating. We haven't done it a whole lot in the past years, but skating is something that is low cost. You can go to Victoria Park and there's an opportunity to go there for free. There's a path that you can go skating on, and right nearby, 5 minutes over, is Legislative Grounds. Both of the skating rinks are well lit. The Victoria Park Skateway actually has the ice lit up, so it's really fun for little kids to see it if they're able to skate, even if they're not. It is quite covered in snow because it's not always maintained. Makes for a little bit easier skating because the more cleaned off it is, the more slippery it is. Now, if it is above 0, I caution you to not go skating because you will wreck the ice and the quality of the ice because now the ice is starting to melt and it's not as enjoyable. So another activity that you could do with your family for free is tobogganing. So we just did a video recently about tobogganing, and if you haven't checked it out, make sure go check it out. But the tobogganing in Edmonton, you just grab your sled, and even if you don't have one, they're very low cost that you can buy at Costco, Walmart, Canadian Tire, wherever, and you can grab that and go onto any hill. We have so many playgrounds and parks in Edmonton, lots in your neighborhood, and also lots in the big open spaces that we have all around Edmonton. So there's some tobogganing bowls that you can go where they have lots of room to space out and be able to go tobogganing. There's hills that you can go on all around Edmonton as well, and it's a fun activity to do. Typically -15 to 0 degrees is the optimal. You can still do tobogganing in -15 and lower, but you got to be careful again how long you're going, how old are the kids. Think about all that because it's also going to impact how much fun you're going to have if you're taking kids out when it's too cold. Now, a tip for you when you do tobogganing is you probably want to go before the sun sets, and in the wintertime our sun sets pretty early. Our sun sets around 4:30. It's getting already quite dark, so you're going to want to go in the daytime. It's going to give you a little warmer weather as well. Something else similar to tobogganing is actually tubing. I have seen this done in the mountains. They offer that option on the ski hills. It's a little bit more, don't see too many people tubing on the toboggan hills, but if you have a tube that's meant for outdoor snow tobogganing or tubing, then you could do it. I wouldn't advise using a tube that's meant for the pool because it's probably going to get wrecked. So another free thing that you can do is hiking. Now you can grab your boots and your winter gear and go check out the river valley. We talk a lot about the river valley in the summertime, but the winter is just as awesome. So when the weather is great and you can go out on the trails, you can take you don't need hiking shoes, you can have your winter boots. You can also go snowshoeing in the river valley. Now snowshoeing is meant to have your snowshoes stay on top of a lot of snow. Right now we don't have a whole lot of snow. That we usually have quite a bit at this stage, but when you have a bunch of soft snow at the top, the snowshoe allows you to stay above it instead of sink all the way down. So if you were to take your boot onto the snow, and you just get sunk and it wouldn't be very much fun. But snowshoeing is a great option. Cross-country skiing, if you have access to cross-country skis, you can also rent them for a nominal cost. That's also a fun winter activity thing to do. You can drag your little ones on a sled behind you so that they don't have to be doing these types of things. If you want to try and make sure snowshoeing is fun for everyone, check it out in your backyard. Give your kids an orientation so that they're going to have fun and confidence when you're taking them out into a big open field so that they can enjoy and have fun. Again, you want to do this before it gets dark because, for one, that you can see, but it's also a lot warmer and more enjoyable. Another activity you could do that has very little cost is if you have a campfire or a fire pit in your backyard, you could do a campfire. You can roast marshmallows, make s'mores, and that can be done in the evening as well as the daytime. Obviously, if it's in the evening and it's a little bit warmer, as in like -10 in the evening, that's a really warm winter evening. And when it's winter in Edmonton, typically it's about -30. And one thing I didn't talk to you about yet is wind chill. Be very careful of that wind chill because it might say -20 on the thermometer, but it might actually feel like -35 when you add the wind chill in there. And that frost gets really bad. That wind chill factor, when it is high, you want to stay inside because you can get frostbite, and that is something that could be very severe of an injury or could be a big inconvenience as well, and just being cold and chilled to the bone. So some of the other free things you can do inside in the wintertime, why not have a movie night? We love doing that. Have a movie night, watch something on Disney Plus or Netflix or whatever your choice of streaming is, and enjoy a nice warm evening by the fire. If you have a wood burning fire, you could do your s'mores in your house in your living room at that. That would be a fun memory to make with your children. A couple other fun things to do in the winter for free is checking out some YouTube videos for doodling videos, and you can have a doodling night or a doodling time with your family. I know our kids enjoy doodling together, and there's so many tutorials out there, and it's free. You just watch it, get together, have a fun time doing that, playing some board games. It's endless what you could do in the winter time, even though it gets dark early and it's a bit colder. What are the things that you guys like doing? If you live in Edmonton, please comment below and share with all those people watching that aren't from Edmonton what we do in the winter. We don't just hibernate and stay inside and wear super warm clothes. It's a lot of fun in the winter. We get a lot of sun in Edmonton, even though it's done by 4:30. But the winter will change, and in the February and March, we're going to start to see a little bit more sun, a little bit more daylight. But there's so many fun things to do in and around the city for free with your family. So comment below. Thanks for watching.